Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 13th Age game of the month. Today, we're going to be going through 13th Age, kind of putting the system through its paces, showing off some of its mechanics, and kind of seeing how the story plays out for the crew. I know this is my first time playing 13th Age. Spirit, I think you've played it before, you said, right?
No, I played Fantasy Age. My first time playing 13th Age.
Okay. Is everybody's first time for the table then?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Well, we got a lot of first timers kind of jumping into the system. So we're going to kind of show it off. And as always, one lucky viewer will get a chance to win a free PDF copy of the core rulebook. So if you put 13th Age into the chat, and actually, let me get back to that screen on Nightbot. It'll enter you into the running for you to be able to get your own copy. So throw 13th Age in. At the end of the session, we'll raffle this off and see who gets to bring it home. Sweet, let's dive into it. So our crew of heroes, who we're going to meet in a second, have all been pulled together by one of the icons of the world, the archmage. And for those who are new to the 13th Age system, icons are probably one of my favorite pieces for this. I think it's kind of a cool way to build a party around. But the archmage is this kind of master spellcaster that pretty much holds together the empire from both the mundane to the more arcane and magical. He helps the farmers grow their crops, keeps the nodes that are protecting the empire from evil active. He pretty much does a little bit of everything. It has his plate pretty full. But within this world, the empire has kind of been under onslaught. Their magical nodes around the northern border of the empire have begun to weaken. And the Archmage has recently found that the wild has been kind of progressing and pushing up against the empire's borders, swallowing these magical nodes that protect the empire from these greater evils, and using that to kind of boost the wild's power and allow them to expand even further into the empire. With only one node remaining on the northern border, keeping the empire safe. So the Archmage, he's kind of assembled a crew of people that either are beholden to him, he works with frequently, or just maybe in his debt to go and find that node and stop whatever is pushing up against it, protect it, and he apparently has a new invention too that he wants to try out that he thinks will be perfect for this situation. You all find yourselves kind of in the waiting room of the Archmage's tower. You see there's an attendant that lets you in, this kind of pale-faced elf who kind of seems like she's pale-faced, she's got a clipboard, and you kind of see she is doing three things at once as she lets you in. She is checking math, she barely meets your eyes. She kind of just pops the door open and goes, the mage will be with you soon. Just sit right there. Don't touch anything. That's the first time she looks up and looks at you guys directly. It just implores, don't touch anything as she goes through. And as you guys are in this waiting room, you probably spend some time in the Empire. Usually it's kind of nice and orderly. In this waiting room, it is chaos personified. There are papers everywhere. There's floating orbs. There's glowing potions with no caps on, just scattered around. And you see she kind of deftly maneuvers through this hoarder's mess as she kind of makes her way back into the main room. But you guys three are there and get to see the party. So first, we're going to go through and have you guys introduce yourselves. And then with the introduction, kind of describe what your PC looks like, your class. And another one of the things I really enjoy for this system is your one unique thing. So give us what your one unique thing is too. And then we'll kind of see if you guys maybe run across each other after everybody's gone through and given their introductions. So who wants to go first?
I can go first. Mostly because this time I don't want to be related to anyone else. So here we go. I'm playing with Fury, a redheaded, middle-aged, half-elf woman carrying a great axe that's bigger than her. Her face is scarred and really messed up. She's tapping her toe just impatiently as she's looking around. Her unique thing is that when she was born, she was not a very strong, she didn't have a strong constitution as a child, and so just to get her to live up to adulthood, her mother made a pact with an agent of the diabolist, to get her to survive. But in turn, the diabolist has some control over her destiny and perhaps even her thoughts. She detests this, but she also knows that this is what keeps her going. And at one point, she got the archmage to suppress the diabolist's influence on her, and so now she owes him. And now he knows, the archmage knows that she knows the forest and the wilds really well, so he's called into favor.
Nice. And with that too, so with kind of the Diablos' like a weakened influence on her, does she still kind of feel him in the back of her mind, or how's that?
Yes. Yeah. It's more of a slightly more controlled thing, so that now when she rages, that's the wolf, the diabolic wolf coming out.
Nice. Perfect. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. So I'm playing Velethwheel Ketoris. He's a older wood elf, and he has some brown robes on that are splattered with all sorts of different kinds of paint. He's a bard by trade and uses some magic of that sort, but he's proud of his artistic skill in painting, even more so. He grew up among the Elf Queen's court, earned his trade there, both for being a bard as well as an artist, but he was sent on a mission by her to meet with the archmage, where sort of as a spy, to find out some weakness of the archmages. But while he was there, the archmage did a experiment of some sort with magic where he broke the sky, and it was completely shattered. And so in order to cover this up, he had Velethwheel paint a new sky that, in combination with the archmage's magic, made the sky look like normal, even though it's not. So as far as anyone knows, the sky, nothing happened to it. And the Elf Queen did find out, and now she's not happy with me that I helped out with the archmage, but I say la vie, and I continue on my journeys, and I'm eager to visit all sorts of new places, but also happy to help out the archmage, because I am quite intrigued by magic as a form of art.
And that's definitely the archmage's kind of like operating model. If you could fix it before people notice, it didn't happen. Perfect. Last but not least.
All right. I am playing Laysen Illegally, which is the Frenchest name I could come up with. And he is a human rogue. And his one unique thing is that he was contracted by the High Druid, or, well, an agent of the High Druid. He doesn't know the High Druid personally. He's nowhere near that important. But he was contacted by somebody to assassinate an important, like a powerful wizard. And him and his group worked together. They made it happen. They successfully assassinated this person. Unfortunately, after that, they found out that wizard was an important assistant to the archmage. And a lot of the people in his assassins guild were either arrested, imprisoned, executed. The group was disbanded, and now Laysen is forced to work for the archmage as punishment, as penance for what he did when he assassinated that mage. But he's, he's still doing his work. He's still living life. He's just counting out the number of jobs, the number of days he has to keep doing this in order to regain his freedom. But technically, the High Druid, he still did the job for her. So still has
Got it done,
held in
yeah.
high regard amongst them. It's just that now he's sort of being forced to work for the what he considers to be the enemy. He is a dark-skinned human with long black hair and a pointy, long coiffed goatee, and he wears a dark green. Picture a rogue in your head.
Okay.
Shift the color to green, you got it. Like, shift the clothing a little bit green from the black, and you got him. He's an assassin. He's been doing this a long time, and his specialty is poisons. So excited to get going with this.
Perfect. So in a second, we are going to kind of see if there's any connections you guys want to have between you. Fortunately, I've got to run just a quick second. My dog is going crazy upstairs. My wife's not here, so I've got to figure out what's going on there, but I will be back in a minute.
All right.
One of the rare times I'll just say that I prefer to not.
It seems to me like maybe he was looking, considering he grabbed both of us, seems like the archmage or whoever is hiring us is looking for people with experience in the wildlands.
Yeah, I've definitely done a lot of travel around different environments in the world and been to all sorts of different cities and towns. So
Plus, he needs someone to activate whatever the magical thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys feel free to establish a connection.
I'm trying to think. I guess the Elf Queen and the Druid would have some kind of.
They're on positive. They have a positive relationship, if I remember correctly.
Maybe we knew each other when we were younger and haven't seen each other in a decade or something. But now I'm here, kind of having done this favor for the archmage who owes me, and then you're in the opposite scenario where you're basically his prisoner, and I'm like, well,
I just assassinated the archmage's secretary a couple of weeks ago, so
come on, Layton. You can do better than that. Should know what you were getting into.
This is what happens when you do jobs based on bad intel. Sometimes you do need to ask questions about the job.
But if the coin is just too good.
Yeah, that's true. One of my backgrounds, as I have a +2 for a tree dweller, I chose. So I'm like, I want to, because the high druid stuff. I lived in a fucking tree village, so I just wanted to be good at climbing.
Same here. My highest background proficiency is a treetop hunter, as in going from branch to branch on the treetops, and then down with the great axe.
As the wood elf of the party, I have no background related to living trees.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was a half elf originally, but
maybe I can swing world traveler, but we'll see. Probably not.
Yeah. So again, we don't have connections, pre-existing connections. But if after I rage and you see the mark of the Diabolist all over, feel free to have very strong opinions about it, one way or the other.
Quickly looking up the Diabolist info again.
Perfect. So, apologies for the delay there. It was just Amazon delivering a lot of packages. So, Dog decided to
yes.
flip up.
Yes, of course.
So, I know we didn't want to, and I'm going to remember people's names now. Spirit, how do you pronounce your guy's name again, or your girl's name again?
Wid Fury.
Wid Fury, perfect.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I know Wid Fury didn't want any connections, but Ryson or the three, did you guys want?
Yeah, we figured we established a small connection while you were gone. We grew up in the same town, but we haven't seen each other in a decade, and now it's just weird that we're seeing each other again. He just recently did a big favor for the archmage. Meanwhile, I was just recently arrested and put to work by the archmage. So it's a little awkward now.
Perfect. Well,
or sorry, she. Sorry, what?
He.
Oh, he. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. You guys kind of waiting there for it's an awkward amount of time. Like it's like 20 minutes as like your appointment. He told you to be promptly there at like 8 a.m. It's like 8:20, like still no answer. But eventually the assistant does kind of pop through and go, he's just wrapping one thing up. It'll be just a second, please. Just wait around.
She goes up to him with the great axe. How many seconds exactly again?
60?
59, she says, and takes a step back.
Laysen is in the back, like, he couldn't resist. He's screwing the cap back on an open container because he knows if it spills, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. But then the person walks in, he's like, no, I wasn't touching anything. Definitely was not. I was not touching anything. It is not my business. None of this belongs to me. I am not touching the things of the archmage while he is not here.
You can tell Meiji to take his time. I'm almost done this portrait. I'm like painting away at a canvas.
She smiles at that, but still looks incredibly nervous as Windfury is counting down in the background. Like she looked like Veluthri. How do you say yours again, Ryan?
Laysen. It's Raysen, but
it's Raysen. That makes you guys
or a Hollywood French accent. I'm not gonna try to pretend I'm good at it. But.
Chris, how do you say your guy's name again?
Velithwheel.
Velithwheel. That one seemed more French to me. That's why I remember the French thing he said. And I'm like, that's why. Okay, yeah. So Velithwheel, you see her kind of quickly smile at you before looking like she's gonna scold Ryson, but thinking better of it with the time counting down in the background. You see her kind of scuttle in. You kind of hear some like brief, muffled kind of her say, "You gotta stop now. They're getting angry. They're gonna leave." And you hear kind of just like this mile-a-minute speech in the background. I'm hard to make out through the door, but eventually she does come back and says, "Okay, you guys can go in. Just remember, don't touch anything. And he's a very, very busy man. Okay?"
I walk straight through.
Going in, you see like this ridiculous laboratory. Probably certainly not OSHA certified. It is like you see cackling lightning bouncing between these two rods in the center of the room. You see the assistant kind of duck beneath them as she goes in. You see potions everywhere, books scattered around. You see like a big map of the Empire with random glowing nodes popping up. In the center of it all, like doing 6 things at once, you see the archmage who barely spares you guys a glance as he goes, Okay, you guys are here. All right. Yeah. Why did I call you guys again? What are you guys doing here? Are you? No, that's right.
North.
You guys are supposed to go to the node. Yeah, we need you to go to the node. Like really quick. We need you to go to the node yesterday. They're failing, and you kind of see him actually glare at Ryson. He looks at you, and he goes, "Had an assistant that used to help out with these types of things. Yeah.
Raysen just like tries to make himself turn invisible, just standing there.
I throw an arm around Raysen's shoulder and say, "Don't worry about it, Meiji. I'll keep this one in line."
Got to. There's too many things to do. And now one less assistant. But hey, that's what we're not here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the node. You guys need to go. There's one last node on the northern border. Those nodes go down, bad things happen. Those nodes stay up. Things keep trucking along. We keep working. We keep doing things. So we need you to go get that node, defend it. I don't know who's going after them. The wilds seem like they're trying to just take back the land. That can't happen. We can't have that happen. That's bad for the Empire. That's bad for me. That's bad for business. So we need you guys to go defend it. And I got a new invention. This is still. When you actually see, he mentions a new invention. He stops doing 6 things at once, and you actually see his like full attention actually come together for a moment. And you see him reach into his robes, and you see like this arcane sphere. It's got kind of blue and silver lettering and runes across it, with kind of like this deep black metal in between the runes. And he holds it up and he goes, "Okay, this brand new. You guys will be the first one to experiment on this for me. I need you to place this inside the magical node. And I'll show you where the magical node is. You over there, get them a map. You place it in. and it should do the work of 3 nodes and protect the northern borders. And hopefully tame the wilds, put them back in check. So, you guys, your job, you go up north, beat up whoever's messing with my nodes, and strengthen the last node. Fair?
Raysen does like a deep bow and like, very well, Lord Archmage, we will do our best.
Fury will just tap her great axe, the brunt of it, the blunt end, on the ground 3 times and says, "Fine, and after this we are even."
You guys, yeah. We'll say you guys are all even. If you do this, concoct the experiment, make sure everything goes according to plan. Wipe your debt. Just come back and report to me that it's all good and we're even. I don't have to look at you all again. You kind of see it, right? So he kind of looks back at you. Goes, still down one assistant.
Thank you very much, sir. I will. Surely it will be done. I will not fail you. If you will simply release me from. Never mind. We should go.
This sounds like it'll make a grand story. I do have one condition before I commit to helping.
What are you thinking?
Blue and silver are so last season. Let me repaint that a nice green and gold to match the wild, and I'm in.
You see, like he looked like he was like he looked like intently, as you said, like you had a favor to ask, and he looks colors. Paint it purple for all I care. Here you go. Don't smudge the rooms. You can't see like it's serious. Things could happen if you smudge the rooms. Just be careful. You're careful. Hey, we did that thing that we can't talk about. So just do just like you did that thing that didn't happen.
Oh yeah. And I give him like a big obvious wink and kind of glance to the others and say, that thing that we can't talk about.
Just that daydream we had one day that didn't happen and nothing bad occurred. But you see as he hands that off and says you can paint it, you see he starts like he kind of just like absentmindedly walks off to another area of the lab, starts like doing it, like brings out a notebook, starts doing like this weird arcane concoction, completely like oblivious that you guys are still there. Like he is just shuffled off. You've lost his attention, and you see the assistant come up and goes, "Well, here's a map. This is where the northern node is. Yeah, you guys get, some of you get your freedom. Some of you just get kind of a little bit more favor with the archmage. So this could be a really good thing for you guys. So he's kind of busy again, but if you have any last minute questions, happy to assist."
And just confirm, can I get it in writing that this will clear my debt to the Archmage and I can go back home after this?
Sure. Once you get back, we'll give that to you in writing, your pardon, and you're free to go. Hopefully not kill any more of my friends.
Yes, very well. I will. And that's the end of the sentence.
Oh man, IRL me has a bunch of questions, but Wood Fury will just snatch the map away from the assistant and start walking, and then looks back at the other two and says, "Coming," taps the great axe again.
Leads away.
You take the map. You kind of like she kind of see raises her hand like she's gonna say something, but you kind of see her lower it and just mutter under breath. Still had 10 seconds to spare earlier, and then just walks off. But with that, you see that they gave you guys a pretty detailed math. You see the kind of gives like a route from where you guys currently are from the Archmage's tower to the northern regions of the Empire, and you kind of see like at the border of the Empire and what's typically called the northern wilds. You see like this. It looks like a fort. Like it's not like overly like large or detailed on the map, but you do see kind of a marking on that fort indicating this is last node, and you do see kind of around this fort like on separate sides of the northern expanse there were 2 other nodes that were kind of either in forts or different kind of like natural areas that were kind of providing this arcane protection, but you see those ones have been crossed out as it looks like somebody has taken them down.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. Listen, you're
I guess we'll get going then.
yes, it looks simple enough. Just follow these lines. It's over here. That one thingy that looks like walls. You realize maybe she cannot read?
All right. And so we go.
Perfect. With Woodfury taking the way with her literacy in question, but you guys are able to at least leave the city easily enough. The first few days of your journey, pretty uneventful. You kind of get out of the empire, get out of this, the clustered cities, and start heading on to the countryside. As you get to the northern border, or get closer to the northern border, one of the things that probably starts to give you some pause is like there's always good bits of vegetation, especially in this countryside, but it looks like overgrown. You see trees that couldn't possibly be as old as they are, just huge and just towering over the roads. The roots kind of like are coming in and out of what's usually a stone paved trade road. You see the bushes have gotten unkempt and wild, growing taller than most people, and kind of also splaying into the road, and just like there's just this wild energy about as you guys kind of get further out the city. At first it was barely noticeable, but it's kind of like it's steadily building the further out you get from the city.
Raysen looks significantly more comfortable now that they're getting out into the less populated region of the land, I'll say. And Raysen just trying to make conversation like, so how did you come to be working for the archmage? He says to, give me a second. It's gone.
Velith Wheel.
Velith Wheel, yes.
As you know, I grew up with the Elf Queen, and I, have a talent for making good impressions, and so she sent me to visit with the Archmage, spend some time in his court, find out what he's up to, report back, typical diplomacy. And I did him a favor that we're not allowed to talk about, and I glanced upward. But now we're friends, so Maisie and I get on quite well.
That must be nice.
Even from a little bit far away, Woodfury, who's been scouting and looking at the trails and stuff, just laughs derisively and then turns to Elithul and says, Elf Queen, Archmage, you are so tamed.
Tamed? I am literally a prisoner for this man, okay? It is not... If it was up to me, I would be out living in the wilds completely. I would have escaped. I would have left this place. I do not want to be here in the Empire, but here we are.
Oh, no, not you, the other one. You look like you do enjoy your freedom, like me. Ugh, too many walls in that city.
Cities are beautiful, but so is the wild, and I enjoy traveling all over the place. Remind me when we get back. I have some paintings I can show you of some beautiful vistas, far from any civilization that I've been to.
And I will show you paintings made from blood and entrails of the things that we hunt.
Raysen is like, Raysen is like, how did I get myself into this again? Next time I am reading the contract 17 times.
It Raysen, you kind of like, this does kind of feel like a little bit of a homecoming for you. This kind of wild, untouched nature, fairly common for the High Druid's domains. Like, not so much in the Empire, and probably not so much since you've had to start working for the Archmage, so you've really seen anything like this, but back home, back when you're in the High Druid service, this is definitely kind of the scene you'd expect.
He looks forlornly out into the distance. Every once in a while, he seems to like pull on like a little like he keeps messing with something on his wrists, but like you don't see anything. And like it's almost like he's like pulling on like an article of clothing that you can't see, like on his wrists.
So you think this is the High Druid's doing that we're going to deal with?
Almost certainly, it is the connection between what I was contracted to do and what has happened recently. It is almost certain that the High Druid is working against the nodes that the archmage spoke of, and it seems that I was an instrument in this destruction against without knowing that I was doing it.
Well, luckily for all of you, I've learned a grand ballad about the High Druid. I'm going to use my balladeer talent to begin singing the chant of the High Druid. And it goes on for a few minutes as I, in sort of this like almost like tribal chant, I tell the story of how the Diabolus invaded the High Druid's realm and was causing all these strange transformations, but then the animals of the wild rallied together to fight off the demons, and I'm going to make a check with my performer background to try to gain 2 temporary relationship with the High Druid.
Nice. All right, yeah. So I think you gotta be a DC 15 for that?
Yeah.
And also, while you're rolling that's also one of the unique things with 13th Age too. Your background, you don't have skills like a typical like D&D or Pathfinder or RPG. You have backgrounds you can assign points to, and you kind of utilize them where they fit. So this one's a fairly easy one with performer to a ballad, but other times you can kind of go through and see kind of how you could justify a background fitting a situation. Sweet. Juro? Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Sweet. Great. Nice.
Yep.
Hey.
That does also give 2 cursed dice for the Diabolist for you to make me roll at your co.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sweet. So, don't come up with a song, but what's kind of the melody of this song? Is this like what type of ballad is he going for?
So he's probably like clapping along, very like I guess sort of like a tribal feel to it, like far away from civilized music, if that makes sense, and so trying to connect with that like natural instinctual feeling as he sings the song.
Nice. As you go through, you do see some of the flowers begin to bloom. Some of the trees kind of almost, you don't think they are, but sometimes it appears out of the corner of their eye that they're swaying with the rhythm and the claps as you kind of go through and kind of sense you gain a little bit of favor with the High Druid as you make your way through. But kind of the last leg of this journey, you kind of see those trees, those flowers getting more, not aggressive per se, but more dominant. Like they're not like, they look like they're harming anything, but they are definitely bursting through roads, bursting through, you see that the bushes have engulfed trail markers and like directional signs. It almost looks like they're trying to erase the signs of civilization that were there before. But the thing that probably catches your eyes off in the distance, kind of near the direction where this fort that you're supposed to find is, you see this just enormous wall. And it's not like a wall where you've typically seen with the Empire, where it's made of bricks and stone. This wall almost looks like it belongs in a garden. You see, it looks like a wall of bushes and thorns that have like grown to be 2 or 3 times, about 30 feet high. And just kind of engulfing this and engulfing the area around it. And you see even within this wall of thorns and bushes, you see kind of large trees poking out. And it just seems like this area in particular, where this node you guys are supposed to find, it seems like the wild is untamed. And potentially guarding its prize. How do you guys proceed?
So the plant life is basically blocking our path to get to the node.
It is. So there's about a 30-foot wall of bushes and thorns that has kind of blocked your path so far.
Can I try to climb a tree and get a good view? Maybe try to get the high ground. Try to scout out ahead. Is there a way through this or past this or around this that I can find?
Definitely. So yeah, you could definitely try to climb a tree there. So yeah, that'll be a skill check. Do you or have any backgrounds you think may apply to that?
I have a background that's tree dweller. It's a +2.
Definitely applies.
All right. So do I add anything else to it? I don't know. How this works.
So we'll say strength or dexterity, your choice.
Right. Let's see how this works. There we go. I did it. I know what I'm doing, I think. Hey, I did it.
Yeah, you're able to climb this tree, and as you get up, you see kind of around this area, you see kind of this wall of thorns. You see a little bit above it too. You see this fort off in the distance, but this fort, the Empire is usually they're somewhat bland in their taste. They like stone. They like kind of just functional. They're utilitarian is probably the best way to put them. This fort, though, you see it's got kind of that typical stone for the Empire, but it is covered in moss, covered in vines, and it's not done haphazardly. It almost looks like it was decorated with the vines and the moss. You see kind of different greens of the moss intersecting with the red and purple of the vines. It's actually a pretty, and I'm not sure if this is something that Rayson would notice, but it actually looks like a pretty cool or beautiful design as he looks at it. But yeah, looking through, you do see that there, even past this wall of bushes and thorns, the foliage is dense. And it looks not treacherous, but definitely it'll be slow going within.
All right, and so I didn't see any I guess not simpler paths around or through any of this stuff. All right. If it looks like we are going to have to. He calls down from above. It looks like perhaps we are going to need to just power through all of this. I do not see a simpler way we can take.
Yeah, Wood Fury hefts her great axe. Cutting down it is.
I have apothecary as one of my backgrounds. Do I have? Could I perhaps make weed be gone?
Unfortunately, you couldn't do weed be gone. You may be able to find some best tricks to help cut down, or even kind of poison these to slow them down from regrowing. But unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to just zap them away.
All right, thought so.
That'd be pretty funny if you just poured the weed be gone, and then you said, "Okay, now we wait for 2 weeks."
I could get through this if I had 14 days and a laboratory, but I do not have any of those things. So, any other plans?
Yeah, no. I will cut the way through, and the two of you, you will crawl or something.
Very well. Raysen is going to. Sorry, I keep pronouncing his name wrong. Raysen is going to draw his bow because suddenly this feels a little bit more dangerous, and I feel like these plants are going to come alive and try to kill me. I will be right back, though.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead. Clear a path.
All right, the halfling woman goes up, looks at it, and no, even though she's from the wilds, there's no feeling of compunction or second thought. She just raises it and starts slashing.
Perfect. Give me with your natural background, I'm sure you have some background that can play. What background is
Okay, so I have a treetop hunter as a halfling. She's used to just jumping off from the trees onto her prey. I have scavenger and I have trap improviser.
I think treetop would work well for kind of clearing through. You probably have to cut through branches and brush as you kind of find your perfect perched spot up there.
All right, I'll roll that with strength. Yeah, I'll take that. 18.
Sweet. Yeah, so you start chopping through. Like you will kind of cut through like the first few layers without any resistance, just kind of chopping through branches, brush, vines, even with the vines that have thorns, just cutting through them. And you start, like, you're not slowing down at all. Like, you're cutting through this pretty heavily, but you guys start to hear a voice in the back of your head. And for Wind Fury, this is probably not unusual, but unnerving, because it's different voice than you're used to hearing. I don't know if and I should have asked you this. I think you posted a little bit about this before. Before we get into the voice that you're currently hearing, how did Diabolist kind of take the chant that was going on as you guys made your way through, or the ballad, I should say?
Not well. They were. It wasn't an obvious fury. It would, or obvious anger. With Fury was still in control, but she could sense that the consciousness of the Diabolist that's in her mind is now aware of this ballad, is aware of the singer of this ballad, and has started putting plots in motion. She doesn't know which plots, but the plotting has begun.
Perfect. Well, you hear that, or you kind of feel the machinations moving for the Diabolist, but all of you hear is Wood Fury just kind of continues just cutting through, chopping down these trees, spoiling this nature. You hear a voice kind of just echoing through your head, going, "Why have you come? This has been reclaimed in the name of the High Druid. We will not have anyone despoil our glory. Turn back now while you still have your lives, and pray for the return of nature."
Oh dear. Raysen is going to sort of brandish his bow and be like, "Forgive us, forgive me, but I will do what I must do to regain my freedom." And oh god, he's going to I guess continue to push forward, trying to find a way around. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll say something like, we're here just to revel in the beauty of nature, and unfortunately we weren't able to get through this part, but I want to see what other beautiful things you have further on this path, and unfortunately these brambles were just in the way. Hoping to paint a new picture and really looking for inspiration out here. Surely you've heard of my work.
You hear the voice, kind of like, both you and Ryson kind of feel like the presence like deepen in your mind, like not like it's pushing or trying to hurt you, but like almost like it's sifting through. And it goes, "We thought you were the allies of nature. We need you to turn around. If you wish to help us, well, there are tasks for you, but those tasks aren't here. We would be honored to have you assist us if you truly claim yourselves friend of the High Druid. But pressing on through here, we'll have to consider you enemies and deal with you harshly."
But now I'm curious to hear if this task will provide a more exciting story for me than the one I'm currently on.
Oh, just to be clear, are you saying this out loud, or this is just happening mentally? Valentin?
I would be speaking out loud. I guess I kind of, after hearing Ryson talk, assumed that like we were all hearing the same thing. But
okay, when you say this out loud, Wood Fury's like, "Nope, nope, no. This is what we were told her, this is what I have to do. This is what we are doing. And then, like, she turns back. There's vines and bits of twigs hanging off of just the stuff that she's cut. And just like she did with the assistant, she just holds up her great axe and she says, we are going forward. And just looking you right in the eye with the axe held up.
Look, I'm not saying we go back on our word or anything like that. I'm just willing to hear Druid out.
All right, well, as long as you're hearing and walking at the same time, and then you'll go back to cutting and moving forward, letting you have the conversation.
Yeah, Miss Hi Druid, you can see I'm in a bit of a sticky situation here, so if you want to say what you got to say, you better do it quick, or else I might be forced to do something you don't like.
You feel kind of the ground shifting beneath you, and you hear the voice go once again. Forward is death. We have task for the willing. Back. You choose. And you kind of feel the connection withdraw from your mind.
Well, I gave her a chance. She's not going to tell me what she wants me to do. I can't do it, so... Besides, I'd rather face mysterious death in the wilderness than that axe right there.
I hate this, but it is what I must do to regain my freedom. I would rather do this now and live another day with my life belonging to me than try to, I don't know, break some sort of curse some other way. So Raysen is following just behind Wood Fury.
Perfect. Wood Fury's axe continues to just clear the path, like somewhat effortlessly through this magical barrier that had been erected. As you guys cut through, as Wood Fury
very quickly, I want to interrupt you just for a second. I have a thing called trap sense. So if I may, might I keep an eye out for perhaps a trap?
Oh, definitely. Post what that is.
Give me a second. I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah, there, I did it. It just means that I get a bonus to trap detection.
Oh, just traps. Okay.
Whenever I'm looking for traps, I can do a thing. Also, I have a thing called a different ability that also gives me a +2 bonus to skill checks involving traps.
Nice.
So I have potentially a reroll and a +2.
Perfect. Well, you don't spot any traps as you kind of haul through this bramble and forest. But as you guys do emerge on the other side, you see the fort off in the distance overrun by the wildlife, and you feel the ground shift again, and you see three things burrow out of the dirt. You see 2 just giant ants kind of just break through the ground, coming through, their mandibles clicking, their eyes like darting between the 3 of you, just kind of clicking, and their legs scurrying. But the thing that probably draws your attention the most, as you see behind the 2 ants, this large creature pop through. You see 1 claw emerge from the dirt, one followed by the other, and you see a tail pop up before the rest of the body comes through, and you see this large, just black and like green scorpion emerge. And you see this giant scorpion with its tail dripping like this just emerald color poison from its pincers, and you see it just glare at you, and you hear out loud this time, almost like it's echoing from all of the trees and the foliage, "You have chosen." And we're getting to our first combat, so let me get these guys on the board. So one of the things too for the viewers, the 13th Age system is gridless, or is encouraged to be gridless, I should say. So this one we are going to be kind of theatering of the mind a little bit. So let me get everybody into initiative. Also, one of the cool things we'll get to see too, and shout out to whoever did the Foundry for this. I don't think this was like by the 13th Age people. I think this was another community one. But it's really cool. So a lot of that stuff is integrated in. Also, shout out to the Belgrade Press of 13th Age being core rules being free, because all the stuff could be in Foundry without having to pay for it. But the escalation die, which is a really cool mechanic, is baked into Foundry. And I think when you guys, I didn't test this part. I tested it being baked in, but it should add the +1 to your attack rolls when you make them. So I don't think we'll have to add that manually. But we'll see
Yes.
that portion.
I see the die nice and big on the bottom left.
Yeah, I thought that was really
yeah.
cool. We're gonna have to track it manually, but I was playing around this afternoon with it. I'm like, that's nice. Sweet. So, Rice, you're first. All these creatures are nearby. So with movement speed in this system, there's no movement speed, I should say. There's like 2 distances, which is either nearby, which takes your move action to get there, or far away, which takes 2 move actions. So you can either wait 2 turns or use your action again. These guys are all nearby.
Would it be possible to have us see everyone's labels so that way we can?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We know which one is the scorpion. Yeah.
Sweet. And Ryson, what are you thinking?
I see this terrifying giant scorpion emerging from the ground, and I'm like, I could harvest that thing's poison. So I am going to. Oh snap! I just realized. Well, I won the initiative anyway, but I should have had advantage on that, on the initiative roll, because I'm a human, and humans like fighting apparently. So I am going to simply draw my bow and gaining the advantage by just being the fastest to move. I am going to attack the giant scorpion.
Perfect.
Do I have to like target anybody in this?
If you do target, it's like Pathfinder, so it will like go against their defenses automatically. Unfortunately, that will just miss. You see the giant scorpion like grab the arrow with its pincers, snapping it. Does that do any miss damage? Oh, it does 1 damage. Sweet. So it still does some damage too. You see, it tries to grab the arrow. It snaps it, but part of the arrowhead still cuts the beast, and you hear it cry out.
All right, perhaps that is not going to work. And he is going to sheath his, not sheath, you don't sheath a bow. He's going to sling his bow over his shoulder and draw his wicked-looking dagger. And that is going to be the end of my turn, I think.
Nice. All right, the giant ant is up. Ryson, you see as you let that arrow loose, this ant, almost as being directed, comes running up towards you. Its mandibles clicking, just pure.
I move to intercept.
Oh, intercept him, yeah.
Okay, I'll put myself between the giant ant and Ryson.
Solid. Sweet. That's one of the cool rules. Intercept on that side. If you're going up against somebody that's kind of rushing past towards you, and you're not engaged, you can go intercept them. So you see the ant draw up short. Let me remove my target, and you see its mandibles just clicking. You see it lunge towards you, trying to pierce you with its mandibles. So that will hit. So you will take 3 damage as this ant just grabs your arm and just wrenches, trying to pull you into the dirt.
All right, 3 damage, and then ongoing 2 or 1d3. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, you don't have to do the ongoing. I only got a 15.
Okay, cool. All right.
Oh, actually, I only rolled.
That was a natural 16 plus. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. It's lit up. Yeah, cool.
Sweet. And now, cool timing. Wind Fury, you're up. So this ant
Yeah,
burrowed into you. What are you doing?
yeah. I like that mechanic with the intercept. It's like if someone tries to go past the tank, you just rush forward. So with my quick action, I will use my once per day Barbarian Rage.
Okay.
And then I will swing with my main action at the giant ant. So where is it? Where's my rage attack? Melee attack, swing. Yeah. Okay. How? It doesn't show the roll of the other attack, right?
What?
So it shows the first one. So I don't think it rolled the other one, so I'm just gonna see what the other roll was to see if I crit or not.
Yeah.
Ooh, missed. Okay, yeah, so it takes 6 damage.
So how's that look as you kind of rage off and starts? Yeah, especially with your guy. How does it look as he gets his rage off? And then
Yeah.
splashes.
So with Fury, her red hair starts glowing like fire a little bit, and then her face snarls, and it doesn't change it per se, but just the scars on her face start glowing, and then this diabolic wolf face seems to overlap hers. It's phantasmal. It's red and orange, and with that, like, she swings her great axe, and this time that same diabolic energy is cuts along with her axe swing as well, and just slashes through the giant head.
Nice. All right. It's a solid attack. It is not. Oh, I usually use bloodied, but it's not staggered yet. But definitely pretty hurt there. Staggered. I'm not sure if you guys have any abilities that work with staggered, but staggered has some implications for the system. Giant scorpion is up. Veluthwil, you see this giant scorpion approaching. You see its pincers just clacking. It is going to launch at you with its stinger, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oops, I still have a target for Wood Fury. Veluthwil, what's your AC?
Let's see. I'm looking
Oh,
for
15.
15. Yeah.
So fortunately, that will hit. So you see it pierce into you. You feel the pain of the pincer going in, but you feel poison flooding your veins. So you take 3 regular damage, and you're going to take 3 ongoing poison damage. So at the start of your turn, you're just going to kind of take those 3 damage. And I believe, let me make sure, I believe you get to save again at the end of your next turn to see if you can undo it. Giant ant. He's going to go help his other giant ant buddy with Wood Fury. These guys don't have that one, but either way, he's still going to do that. It is going to try to pierce you through with his mandibles.
Okay, I will use my halfling ability, evasive, try and force it to reroll.
Nice.
An attack with a -2 penalty. This is once per battle.
Oof. That was rough.
That hits, yeah. That hits really well.
All right. See, it looks like it tried to bite at you, and like you were like nimble on your feet trying to dodge through, but unfortunately, this one catches you right on the leg. It almost looks like you're gonna dodge past it, grips in with its mandibles, and you feel acid just burning through as it tries to start digesting you. And you will take 3 damage from the first bite. And you're also going to take 2 ongoing damage. Same thing at the end of your turn. You get to make a save against it. And also, that's just decent times since 2 of you guys are going to have to do saves. Saves are weird. They're not weird, but different in this system, I'll say. So it's not going to be like a physical or defense or mental defense save. It's going to be a straight D20 that you're going to roll. Let me see. Does it say what the save is for this? It doesn't say, but I'm going to say it's a medium save on this portion. So you'll need to roll 11 or higher to be able to kind of clear yourself of the poison or clear yourself of the acid damage. Veluthwil, you're up.
Alrighty, so I'm going to start off with a quick action to begin singing the Song of Heroes. And I'm basically just narrating everything that happens. I'm like, and the ant charges towards Rayson, but with Fury intercepts and going on about that. So that gives everybody a +1 attack bonus until the start of next turn, but I can sustain it next turn if I roll well enough. And then, so that was a quick action. And then for my main action, I'm going to make a attack. I pull out a spear that has like all this like marbled texture effect of different colors painted along the shaft as I stab it towards the giant scorpion in front of me. Let's see, outpowered, and then let me target it. Okay. Yeah, looks like I missed though.
Unfortunately, that will miss, but it still does the 1 damage. That's one thing I like with this system too. Is even if you miss, you still do some damage on that side, but you still roll for it too, which I also appreciate. So it's kind of interesting with that. But how does that attack look? Because you still like pierce it a bit, but not all the way.
Yeah, so like as I'm singing my song, as I get to like a high note in tune with the music, I like stab at it. But I guess it says armor is too thick, and I kind of don't get directly and kind of scrape it a bit with the spear.
Nice. Top of the order, Ryson, you are up.
All right. Seeing that the giant scorpion is in the process of murdering.
Sorry, I should take my ongoing damage and then I save against it.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, take that ongoing. Yours was 2, right? Was yours 2 or 3?
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, because it was accidental. No. Is it, or was it 3? Yeah, it was 3 because you accidentally.
Yeah, you're 3. With
Okay.
is 2.
And then you said a normal save.
Yep, just straight. I'm not sure if it's on your character sheet. Oof,
Yeah, there's a button for normal save. Okay, well, I'm still poisoned.
So you feel kind of that poison burning through you. Unfortunately, still affecting you there. Sweet. You are up for real, Raisin.
All right. Lysen is going to charge forward, and seeing that his friend is currently being stabbed by a giant scorpion, is going to try to get in underneath its hardened carapace and get into one of the in between its armor plates. I am going to use. Do I have to have momentum for this? I do. Dang. Okay, so instead I have to do a regular ass attack. So I am going to use. Let's target giant scorpion and melee attack. Go for the sneak. Hey, I think I hit.
Nice.
Hey, all right. So that is that damage already added in? I don't think it is. So I also have to roll sneak attack damage because it is engaged with an ally, and it was a melee attack. I have also moved slightly over here. Rayson has like a huge wicked curved dagger, and he just jumps and tries to go for the eyes and just stabs in between some of the armor plates just at the edge of one of its many eyes. And here's the sneak attack damage. Let's see, how do I actually roll that? I don't know. It's just a d6, so I'm just gonna roll a d6.
Just straight roll d6. We'll add that in.
Okay, I don't know how to do that either, apparently. So clicking the little dice button is not working.
Oh, it rolled you 4.
It rolled for you.
Oh, it did. Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, this guy is looking. He's looking. Yeah, he's staggered. So how does that hit? How does it stagger this giant scorpion?
I'm going for the eyes. He's just leaps forward, jumps over one of its claws, and just comes down on one of its. How many eyes do scorpions have? 6? I don't remember.
Too many.
It's got a lot, but I stab one of its eyes with the dagger, and then it immediately throws me off. I was for about a second and a half, I was riding on top of its body, and it throws me off as I stumble backwards, getting ready to go again on my next turn. I have gained momentum, and I believe that's going to be the end of my turn.
Yeah, you see the scorpion kind of bleeding and stuttering back. But the giant ant's the first to react afterwards. You see it encouraged as its cohort pierces its mandibles deep into Wind Fury. You see the other one continues to strike as well. That'll miss. Yes, you see it coming through. Wind Fury, you're prepared for this. You've seen it how both ways it'll go, and you're able to easily dodge aside as the ants comes at you. And you're up.
Yeah, okay. This is great. Okay, so I'm engaged with the 2 wolves, and the giant scorpion is engaged with my 2 allies. I would like to use my move action to try to disengage.
Okay.
Will I? No, you know what? Pure barbarian. Because there's a chance with disengage it might fail. It's 50-50. So I will straight up run and engage myself to the giant scorpion, provoking 2 attacks of opportunity. But thankfully I am small. So my AC is a touch higher.
Sweet. So yeah, the one that tried to hit you a second ago tries again. He will hit. Luckily not nat 16. The other one goes and it'll miss. So you take
Okay, so
3
3 more.
damage as it kind of clatters into you.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I switched over to the giant scorpion. Okay, let's see. And then I will make another attack. So this time I'll just roll twice because it's like roll twice, take the highest, but we'll take whatever the first damage rolls comes up, I guess.
That works.
Let's see. And if I hit, okay, yeah, so I'm thinking too far in advance. Oh no, okay, so that time I did not do the rage damage. Okay, so let's try this one, just rage damage. Yeah, okay. So that hits, but I wish I could see, oh, I can, okay. I can just open it up, 7 and 17. All right, cool, so it's not a crit. It does hit, and Slayer applies. So that's another 2 on top of that.
So that's 2 is pretty lucky for you on that side. How does that all look for Wind Fury as you run from the 2 ants kind of snapping at you and finish off this giant scorpion?
So the intercepting and like the taking on the giant ant, that's her own instincts. But the moment the scorpion is staggered, the diabolist inside of her says, that one's about to die. I need its essence. And so she just rushes over to the giant scorpion and it's like finishes it off with mostly the axe, but just for flavor, she'll also like bite into it.
You see the scorpion fell before you. It probably just slightly disturbing for the rest of the crew. You see it take a good chunk out of the defeated prey. But Whitfield, do you have anything else you can do on that turn?
No, that's my turn.
All right. Giant scorpion is super dead. Ant is up. This one is going to go after Ryson.
Ooh, let me know if I can intercept. I don't know what the situation is right now. You have to be free. You don't have to be not engaged.
So the scorpion dead, you're technically not engaged. So you can try to intercept if you want.
I would like to, please. Yes.
All right. So you kind of get in front of the ants again. They're going to continue their onslaught against you. You see the mandible reaches out, but it'll miss. You're far too fast for it now.
She's so fast.
Velithuil is up.
Okay. Let's see. So first, I'm going to roll for my Elven Grace. Roll. Oh, it looks like it rolled. Okay, I see. So I'm supposed to roll a d6, and if I roll less than or equal to the escalation die, and then next to the d6 it says I rolled a 2, so I don't get that ability yet. But what I'm gonna do is pull out a small, like a normal size little paintbrush, but I kind of swing it forward, and this huge paint splatters out as I cast color spray on the 2 giant ants.
Nice.
It's a close quarter spell, so I think I have to move next to them. So let me do that. Okay, so I do get both of them because it's 1d4 enemies. And then it rolled. Oh, I didn't have them targeted, but I rolled a 16 and a 17 on the 2 attacks versus their
mental defense. Yeah, that hits both of them.
All right, so then that's 10 psychic damage, and if they have 10 hit points or fewer, they're weakened.
Fortunately, they didn't have 10 hit points or fewer, but the one that Wood Fury hit earlier is definitely staggered, looking really rough. Actually, both are staggered now because the other one is just barely staggered as you get that 10 points off. How does that color spray look as it like washes across them?
A rainbow of colors splatters them, and now they're the most beautiful giant ants you've ever seen in your life. All these
it's beautiful
dramatic colors across them. And because I did not sustain Song of Heroes, I get the final verse effect, which gives which I'm going to give Rayson a +2 bonus on your next attack roll.
Hey.
And that's my turn.
Perfect. And with that, so Rayson, you will have a +2 bonus to your attack roll, as well from the escalation dice too. You're gonna get a +2 bonus there as well.
Hey. I can't be stopped.
So, what are you doing?
I still have my momentum thanks to the help of my friend Weed Fury. So I am going to try to like sneak, like he's gonna like do a like rush around behind one of the ants and attempt to use Sure Cut while it is distracted attacking Weed Fury. So I am going to target, let's say that one, and use Shortcut.
That hits. Oh yeah, finish it.
Is this the... Well, that's a lot of damage anyway. So Raysen is just going to, like, as the ant is, like, rushing, like, trying to bite Weed Fury, Raysen rushes to its side and then just, like, runs at it and leaps up and gets right in between the abdomen and thorax and just, like, cuts its abdomen straight off of its body with his wicked-looking dagger. And then does, like, the momentum he uses just carries him and just, like, continues to, like, he does, like, flies past the ant, like, rolls on the ground. And then I believe that is going to be all I can do. I think. Yes.
Nice. You see the last giant ant still just wanting to continue the fight. Now techno-colored, I feel like, is going to attack Bluthwill. You see its mandibles slower than it was before, but still angry, still trying to defend the wilds it calls its home. That'll miss. So you see it just like snaps at you, the mandibles closed, but you've already been moved far before the attack went through. Woodfury, you're up.
Okay. Would you say I am not engaged with the last wolf? With the last?
Yeah, I'll say
right
not
now?
engaged.
Okay, great. Then my Slayer's Rush. I will rush to the giant ant, and as I start to swing, I will use another once per battle ability. I'll try to make this swing unstoppable. But we'll see whether or not it can be stopped. But the escalation die is at a 2, so my odds are hopefully good.
That hits.
Yeah. Hey, 9,
Hey.
11. Yeah, cool. 9 points of damage, and I can roll one of my recoveries to try and gain back some health. Let's see, normal. Yeah. Ooh, nice, cool. I'll take that. Oh, it automatically added it. That's good too. And then I'll roll for my persistent damage, but that'll be my turn.
Oh, yeah, and finish the last ant.
Got him.
Oh yeah, we're just cutting it from the bottom up, and also taking a diabolic bite into it.
And Bluthwheel, as you see this, is Witfury has chopped down the scorpion and chopped down literally with chopped with his axe, and then taking a good bite out of each the scorpion and the ant. You do kind of like just a weird sense of dread goes through you. You just feel a little bit of a diabolical presence, like not in your mind, but it almost feels like somebody's just watching over your shoulder, like a cold presence watching over your shoulder as you see this goes down. You look back, you don't see anybody, but you can definitely tell you've earned some disfavor with that ballad that you sung, praising the High Druid and cursing the Diabolist.
Yeah, I feel like most people would react to that with a sense of like fear and trying to hide, but Velith Wheel would kind of like want to emphasize his own identity as a way to like remind himself like, no, I got this, I'm great. So what he's gonna do is like take his paintbrush. Actually, no, he's gonna cast Arcane Mark and sort of do like an artist signature on the ground next to this battlefield.
Nice.
and it's kind of like, yeah, like we did it, we're great, but he's on the inside like terrified of this feeling that's starting to overcome him.
Oh, we'd feel you should not eat that. It is. Hold on. Actually, I should see if I can take some of it for myself. I have an apothecary background, and I'm gonna try to keep bringing it up every opportunity that I can. Do you think I could perhaps harvest some of the venom from the giant scorpion stinger? I have no idea what I would do with it because I don't super understand how this game works, but I would like to try.
You definitely can. So you could use the apothecary background. We'll say either wisdom or intelligence, your choice. This will be a hard check, though. So it'll be 20 versus 15.
All right. I don't think there's anything else that I can add to it. So here we go. Intelligence plus. Ooh, that's not good. That's a failure.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just realize you don't have like the proper materials to really be able to express the poison safely, and you just have to kind of like back off from it. The creature's kind of been pretty mashed up with the axe and bite, and it's just really kind of hard to get that sample through without potentially exploding yourself.
Yeah, I would need a proper lab to get this. He like shakes some of the poison off of his finger to try to like make sure that like absolutely does not accidentally rub his eye or something with it. Is there a stream nearby I could wash my hand in?
Meanwhile, Wood Fury is still like low to the ground and just like glaring daggers into Velethuel and circling Velethuel with her axe raised. And it takes like about a minute for that whole phantasmal mask to fully disappear. And I'm going to roll to see how far it recedes. As in, can I rage again today or not?
All right.
I need
Ooh.
to roll a...
No.
Ooh.
The full rage ability is gone for the day. So the diabolist presence recedes significantly in the back of her mind. She just shakes her head and says, yeah, that should not have happened. I'm not going to attack you, not unless you're like going to leave, you know.
I start jotting down the lyrics of the song that I sang during the beginning of the battle, and then start like improving it, adding new verses, adding lots of embellishments to where I'm like, okay, this song I could sing in a tavern and people would like it, and I recharge my Song of Heroes ability.
Nice.
Perfect. Well,
Right.
you guys get some respite as you see the creatures that you felled around. You see the keep ahead of you through this jungle of overgrown wildlife that has kind of reclaimed it. You don't hear their voice again, but you do kind of almost does feel like the trees, the leaves, the vines, the flowers themselves are watching you guys as you stand over the battlefield of the victory you just won. What do you guys do next?
Should we?
What does it take
heal
to
up?
use a recovery? Yeah.
So you can quick rest between combats, or if you have like enough, if it's a few minutes really, to quick rest, which will allow you to use as many recovery die as you'd like to, or that you have, I should say.
Yeah, I'll use one.
Oh, it gives you a choice of using the average. Yeah, let's roll it. Nice.
And while they're resting, Rayson didn't get hurt at all, so he's instead going to use that time to thank Wood Fury. You put yourself in between me and these monsters. I thank you so much.
Oh, she feels so uncomfortable being thanked. This is not the first time, but definitely like a handful of times in her life that this has happened. So she kind of lashes out. Yeah, you are all assigned here to be the other things, the magics and whatever you need to do. I just needed to protect you. That's all. I'm just trying to fulfill the terms of the mission. That's all.
Baka. Raysen is just sort of like backs up with his hands up, like, all right, whatever. Uh,
Perfect. Well, as you guys kind of get your rest in and take some awkward things, we'll say we're going to take a quick break. So for anybody that hasn't yet, I think we've got 8 people in for the running so far. So if you haven't yet, throw 13th Age into the chat. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break and come in for the second half of the adventure. So I'll throw it into the chat again. Just put 13th Age in. We'll get you in the winning to win a free PDF copy of the core rulebook. So shout outs there, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of our 13th Age adventure. The crew is assembled, been called on by the archmage to check on the magical nodes that protect the Empire, with one of the northern reaches fallen to the wilds. The group has made their way out towards this fort and had a little bit of a rough go of it so far, with the voice in their head telling them to turn back. Wind Fury claiming she never will turn back and proceeding forward, cutting through the woods, and then being set upon by these enlarged animals, 2 giant ants and a giant scorpion, kind of bursting from the ground and attacking the party. They are now on the other side of this huge thorn and bramble wall, and they see the fort ahead of them, though there are branches or kind of bushes, undergrowth, wildlife just abound in between. It's definitely going to be slow or rough going, depending on how the group proceeds. But how does the group go?
What are the odds that the tunnel that the ants use to get to us are traversable? Pretty low, right?
Gonna be fairly low, but roll me a d20, a straight d20.
Sure.
We'll say 15 plus. They're safely traversable. 10 plus. You could try it.
I don't like the way you said that. Unfortunately, I'm having trouble getting the little die roller thingy to work.
Oh, I forgot to click that mod on. If you just write, I'll refresh it. But if you want to write it before I refresh it, /R1D20.
All right. Should there be a space in there?
Yeah,
the
there
R.
should be a space. Yeah, between the R and the D1, D20.
Yeah. A 14.
Okay. So while you're thinking of that, I will add that mod in. What's that dice tray? So you see these tunnels. You see kind of the ones with the ants. The scorpion came through. The scorpion one looks big enough to fit people.
Certainly a halfling.
Certainly a halfling.
Almost certainly collapsed at some point in there, though. They are not exactly trying to create a long-term pathway. I don't think it is probably not a safe way to go. It was an idea, though. I don't see like a large complex under the ground here, so perhaps we have to simply charge forward through the underbrush.
Yes.
There were so many R's in that series of sentences.
Yes, I think you are correct. You have a good eye for tracing you. I was correct that you have spent some time in the forest.
I used to live in a place quite similar to this many years ago. But for now, I am just trying to gain the ability to go back there. So let us push forward, shall we?
Yes. If Magic Man has any ideas, I would like to hear them. But otherwise, I will cast Axe.
I would love it if you lead the way. I don't want to be in your way.
Like a hint of a chuckle. She seems to be in a lighter mood since after that fight for whatever reason.
Perfect. Ryson, what backgrounds do you have?
My backgrounds are assassin, apothecary, tree dweller.
Roll me just a wisdom roll.
All right, I am quite bad at that, actually. Here we go. There's a 20 on every die. 11. There's also a
What'd you
12 on
roll?
every die.
There's a 12 on the die?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me another time.
Why did I?
Or no, it was at 10 because you add your level.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay.
So 11 on the die when I clicked it. So 11 minus 1 plus 1.
Wait, oh, yeah.
Oh, so it was 11 on the die then?
I can't do math.
Okay. Never mind, you'll roll a different one then.
All right. Why? That makes me nervous.
As you guys kind of start making your way through, Wood Fury cutting through the underbrush, clearing a path for the group, you do start to kind of like you see it kind of cut through one of the kind of bush stalks, and you see like these like almost like a spray of pollen kind of floats up through the air. And you've seen branches break and you've seen other things kind of go through, but this pollen almost just seems to be lingering through and kind of inhale, and it feels like it's burning. So I'm going to roll to see how people are affected. This will be against your physical defense, not your AC. So let's see how this goes. Oh, that's rough. So I imagine nobody has a physical defense above 22.
Not at level 1.
Yeah. So you feel this, just the pollen get into your lungs and just burning, coughing. You feel it just like almost like it's eating away at the inside of you. You will take 2d6 damage, so 6 points of poison damage as this kind of just eats away at you, and you like hear once again kind of echoing out from the trees, if you press forward, we will destroy you. We need to bring the world back to its natural state. Grayson, we expected better.
Please forgive me.
But after you guys are able to move through it, it hurts. You kind of feel some pain burning through, but it doesn't kind of stop you from going. And you are able to kind of proceed deeper into this just mess of jungle that's grown around the Empire's fort. And now you guys aren't too far off from the door of the fort. But one of the things you guys notice as you get closer is you see more of these kind of similar bushes to one that was chopped and released the pollen, but you also see these just sprawling vines. And every so often you'll see the vine kind of move and flick up and kind of take a different path. The vines almost look like, if you weren't paying attention, you would think they're more snake-like than vine-like, but you can tell with a clear look that they are plants, but they do seem to kind of snake and move their way around, and there does seem to be a mess of them blocking the door. What do you guys do?
This wouldn't be considered a trap, would it?
I would say it's a trap.
Cool. I don't actually know what I could do about it, but whatever I end up doing, maybe that I choose to do, I will have a +2 bonus to it. I don't know what I'm actually going to do, but here we go.
Yeah, Wood Fury sees that, and even like she starts shaking her arm. She's like, "Oh, I've been cutting these things for a while now. I need a bit of a breather. You guys figure out what's happening there. See if there are any weak points."
Perhaps I could see if there is a way to disable these. Perhaps I could use my knowledge of the wildlands to see if I would know what this is and if there's a way to counteract its blocking of a path. Maybe I know a poison that will get rid of it. Maybe I just know a what place to cut. I don't know. What do I know about this kind of thing?
Definitely. Give me intelligence and which background are you aiming for? The tree?
I have tree dweller and apothecary. Depends on like what kinds of things might apply. I feel like tree dweller is probably the more appropriate one since I don't have my full set of poisons and stuff on me. But yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, do tree dweller with intelligence.
Got it. That's a 10. That's not very good.
Yeah, you look through and you've seen like kind of like wilds like this before, but you've never really, you've always been on the friendly side of wilds like this, where the vines may come through and kind of like lightly brush past your shoulder and welcome. You've never really seen them kind of hostilely arrayed at you, and you see like there's an option, but it looks dangerous because there is, you see like a little node on the front of the fort there. You see kind of, it looks like almost like a bulb, and you see all of these vines kind of growing out of it. The hard part is the vines are kind of arrayed, kind of the way you've seen it, looks like they're arrayed in protective order. You probably have to get pretty close to be able to poke that bulb. But you're confident that if you smash that bulb, you should turn off the vines at least.
All right. I think I know how I can get through here, but it is going to be dangerous. Be prepared to pull me out of a mass of terrifying vines in the next couple of moments. Give me a second. And I'm going to try. I feel like my trap sense might apply to this now.
Yeah.
So that's, I assume, going to be, let's do, maybe my assassin background might also work with this, you think, maybe? Because it's like disabling a trap?
Assassin with tree dweller definitely will on that one, because you kind of more getting through the mess. Because the first portion you're gonna have to do is get through the mess of vines to get close enough to be able to get that stab in. So the tree dweller work there. Once you get close enough to the stab, we can definitely see the assassin piece. But you got to get kind of through unscathed, hopefully, from there. So how is Rayson kind of plotting his movement?
Oh, you know what? I want to see. Let me know if this is possible. I have specifically an ability that makes me good at throwing knives. Can I just like hold up one of my daggers and just like aim, and just try to throw it at the bulb?
Definitely, it'll be fairly difficult from range. You see the vines are kind of arrayed protectively around, but you could definitely try it.
How precious are your daggers?
Not very. I have plenty of them, but I do think if I'm more likely to succeed if I just get in there and try to do it, I'm just gonna try to step as lightly as possible, being careful not to disturb any of the vines on the ground so that it is harder for it to detect me. And then as I get in close, I'm just gonna do with one quick motion, just and I have to make that sound too when I do it. It's an essential part of it.
So it's like you're going for a stealthier approach. So give me a dexterity plus assassin for your approach.
All right, cool. I can do that. I would love to do that. Dexterity plus assassin. And does the trap sense... hold on, let me read the language for it again. If a rogue skill check involving a trap... Oh, that doesn't... Sorry, I'm talking about the wrong ability. Actually, the ability I'm talking about is cunning. I gain a +2 bonus to skills involving traps. Would that apply here?
Yeah, that'll apply here.
Sure. Awesome. 22. I'm the greatest.
Yeah, you gotta stealthily move through the vines. Kind of like you kind of gathered through your approach that they're keyed off motion and just move so quickly and but deliberately. So you're moving fast, but without triggering that motion sense. They were able to get in close towards the bulb, and you see this bulb kind of around this withering mess of vines, kind of arrayed perfectly. First strike. So if you could strike this off and get it off before, without missing, before it kind of realizes you're there, you could disable this completely without any harm. So,
all right.
Give me your choice. You can either do another assassin dexterity roll, or you can just do a weapon attack. Your choice, whatever one will work better for you.
I think the assassin dexterity is going to be much higher for me. So here we go. I believe in myself. Ooh, I rolled pretty low. 14. Ugh. Is that good enough? Let's find out.
Did you already add the +2 to it?
I did. Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, not.
Okay.
Just one away, which sounds like the +2 will do that. But yeah, you go to stab it and you cut through a chunk of it. But as you cut through, you see the vines like first, like they array out, like almost like rigid, and then they come start swarming you. Let's see how this goes. Fortunately, that will probably hit. So you see it slap into you, and it hits you for 5 damage as the vines just start to go and just start crazily swarming out.
I just checked something. The trap sensibility. If a rogue skill check involving a trap is a natural even failure, and it looks like I rolled a 2 on the previous roll, so that's even and it's a failure, I can re-roll it.
Whoa!
Yeah, you can. Give it a reroll.
All right, I'm the greatest. Here we go. I believe in myself. Yes!
Nice.
Unstoppable. I spent 2 whole abilities on this. So I better be good at it.
Yeah, you see, like for a moment, like you see, like the thing's vines go stiff, but you're able to angle that blade in and just kind of like cut and pull out, taking the bulb out. And you see one of the vines is going to slap at you, but it goes limp as it gets close to you, as the vines start to fall apart and decay after you took out the node controlling them.
Well done.
Raysen is gonna like back up a couple of steps and just, oh, okay, I did it. And I have the vines crept away or fallen away from the blocking our path now.
Yep, the ones by the door have all kind of like withered away.
Beautiful.
Whew, admirable
And
job.
while you've been risking your life and to progress this forward, you see Velithwheel hold up. What do you think? And it's a little sheet of paper with a painting of you like reaching your dagger out and vines all around you. It's kind of hastily drawn out.
Wow, this is quite good. You did that in the 20 seconds it took me to do this. Impressive.
I gotta help out wherever I can.
Okay. All right. Good job. Grayson, I mean, good job to you.
I did my best.
And doesn't pay as much attention drawing, and she starts moving forward.
All right.
Perfect. Where you guys are able to move into the keep. It has a steep, solid door, a stone door, pretty standard for the Imperial style. You're able to push that open, and you kind of feel like this, like almost not moldy air. Like it's hot, humid, almost like a greenhouse. It feels like just kind of getting wafted with that, but it does smell strongly. Like it's just smells like of life, but it just has like this just kind of overpowering stench as you open it, and you kind of feel, and for those more in tune, probably just for Bluthway, you do feel like an arcane surge a little bit as you open that door. Just kind of feel like the presence of power is around as you push through, and this just moldy, mildewy is probably the best word for it, burst of hot greenhouse hair hits you, and you kind of feel like you're near the arcane node at the very least.
This seems to be the right path. I definitely sense an energy here, and before long we should lay eyes on the beautiful creation of the archmage.
Does the map tell us where to go within the fort, or just how to get to the fort? Because I'm gonna look around. Does this place look like complex? Like, are we gonna have trouble like getting around in here, or are we in like a big open room?
So as you kind of open in, the map just kind of tells you how to get to the fort. It's kind of more of an area map. The fort doesn't look to be overly complex. You're kind of in like the first kind of almost like the entry hallway. As you come in, you do see there is like 3 different paths. The first path kind of seems to be heading deeper in. You see like it goes towards a staircase that descends, and the other 2 paths kind of branching off from it does seem to kind of be on the same main floor.
We really should have asked him where the node would be in the building.
Well, I'd like to see if I can tune into that magical energy that I sense and see if I can kind of pinpoint which path seems to be emanating it the strongest.
Definitely. Give me a. So, what are your what background do you think would apply here?
So I have one that I wrote Arcane Painter.
Okay.
I can channel magic through painting and vice versa. So, and then what ability do you think would fit here?
I'll go with charisma.
All right.
Ooh.
21.
Nice. Yeah, so you do feel it kind of pulling this arcane pull coming strongest from the path forward that descends deeper into the fort. I'm curious with this too. How does what flavor would you put to the arcane painting here? To
So probably what I'll do is take out a sheet of paper and a brush and ink and get like a big glob of paint and kind of begin swirling it around on the paper as I hold the paper like level with the ground, and then as I channel some of my energy into it, the paint begins spreading outward, but it spreads faster towards the direction that we want to head in.
Cool.
You feel that paint racing downward, and you feel the arcane pull kind of strongest from that direction. And you also kind of notice too, that's also kind of the direction of this like increased warmth for this. And this is a big stone fort. Like it should be cold or at least not hot, but you do feel like that warmth and that mildewy smell is kind of coming from that same direction as the arcane pool.
All right. Well, I think this is the way to go, but something about this temperature makes me think that the High Druid's presence will be there stronger as well, defending the heart of this place. So we best be on our guard.
I will keep out a nose for any bad smells.
And if one of you dies, well, everybody loves a good tragedy.
Do we love that for us? Maybe for you. Never mind.
Leave the artistic decisions to me.
Wood Fury just shakes her head and starts to lead, but even as she's going and looking straight ahead and nod behind at Velithil, she says, I didn't know that painting could actually be useful.
I mean, in my opinion, it's true artistry is more useful than anything else. But I understand if you've lived your whole life just trying to defend yourself and provide for yourself that you don't really have the time for artistic talents.
I have artistry, all right. Did you not see me paint the ground with those 2 ants and this scorpion?
I gotta say, that was pretty impressive. Maybe we can learn a thing or two from each other.
I find that'd be an interesting section. Like if Veluthwy ever had like a museum, like usually it's like kind of like these heroic paintings and like kind of more bright colored. But then there's like the Wood Fury exhibit where they collaborated, just like bloody looking painting. Like, just like there's like the dark section of the museum. But with that, you guys are able to kind of feel the pull coming from deeper within the facility. Are you guys pressing forward?
Yes, carefully, and keeping an eye out for any more moving vines or deadly creatures or high druids.
Perfect. Well, you guys continue moving forward. You feel it getting warmer. You feel the arcane energy getting stronger. You feel like the presence in the back of your mind again, but no words are spoken. But each step does seem to be getting a little bit heavier. It's like heavier and like you have like this nagging not even a voice, but a feeling like we should just turn back. This isn't worth it. This is dangerous. This is deadly. And like almost your footsteps begin to feel heavier. And this will be against your mental defenses. So let's see. Oops.
I am pretty bad at that.
Same.
I am on fire with these rolls today, unfortunately. Does anybody have a? Actually, nobody probably has. Actually, no. Bluthwheel, do you have one? No.
No, I'm 14.
14.
My wisdom's pretty low. It's brought by middle down. So.
And that's also, I think I mentioned this during the character creation. I'm not sure how I feel about that one yet, but it's an interesting way of doing it where you get to go through and pick the middle between like all of it, your physical and mental scores. It's different, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So as you guys go down, you feel like that presence like pull against you all fairly strongly, and like everything it gets like a little hazy as you guys go down. But so far, nothing's happened yet. You kind of feel that haze. You feel Wood Fury. You feel a little bit more aggression, and you're kind of always used to feeling the aggression. Did I lose you guys?
I hope not. We can still hear you.
Oh, you can still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, there we go. Lost you guys in my OBS feed. For some reason, my computer just switched over from my Ethernet to my Wi-Fi and back to my Ethernet again. For no apparent reason, but
it's the Hydroid.
Yeah, the stream's still good, so that's good. All right, so you guys feel that kind of hazy feeling. You feel more aggression building within your heart. But as you guys do kind of feel that aggression building, feel that haze, and feel like your steps kind of feeling like it's just like almost like you're climbing up a mountain versus going down this pretty low incline set of stairs. Eventually you do come to the bottom of it and you see this magnificent looking arcane node. You see like it is blues and silvers kind of rapidly swirling arcane bolts of energy around it, but you also see like around this arcane orb flowers and vines, and you kind of see the vines like occasionally dipping into the arcane orb, and you see the orb gets a little bit smaller each time it does, and the vine goes back and kind of feeds the bulb. But that probably catches your attention. But the other thing that catches you probably fairly off guard is you see this orc kind of just wild accompaniments. You see it's wearing hide leathers. You see vines cover kind of are draped across him and seem to be like almost growing out of him versus kind of out of the ground. And you see next to him this vicious looking spider. You see this spider is large. It looks like it could hunt a cow fairly easily. And you see this voice in your head speaks in tune with this orc. And you hear, "We gave you many chances. You kept pushing through. We came to reclaim this land in the name of the High Druid." You see him spit and look at you, Ryson. "We thought you friend, but you turn your back and work with the Empire." He looks over towards you, Bluthwheel. "You sing pretty songs, but what are you, a slave to gold? We gave you so many chances." What do you guys do?
Unfortunately, I will do whatever I need to do. Rayson is gonna draw his dagger to gain my freedom. And if you are standing in the way, if the High Druid is standing in the way, I will do whatever I need to do. And he tenses up, getting ready for a fight.
That node there is quite a beautiful piece of work, and it's a shame to be all covered up like that. I mean, your flowers are pretty as well, but the way they're conflicting with this magic is not how things are supposed to be.
How things are supposed to be? You kind of see him gesture to this giant stone fort. This should not be here. Points to the arcane node. This is against the way things are supposed to be. We are giving the world back to itself. You see him kind of spit again. He goes, you make your choice. At least you meet your end honorably and not like cowards. You see him kind of gather his spear. You see the spider kind of like rear up all of its legs, kind of spinning. You can see them preparing for their own battle. So, unfortunately, I did not expect everybody to fail this save. You guys are going to start confused. As you guys see this go through, you see kind of like the haze intensifies as he like lowers his spear and the spider kind of rears up and like everything kind of like starts swirling. And you see like before where you were surrounded by allies, you see those ants and scorpions that come and you're all alone in the midst of this battle against nature. And you gotta fight your way through. Sweet. They are all within. So the spider is within far range. The Gaia is within near range. And let me get them on in the initiative, and we'll roll it out.
And we are all within near range of each other.
You are all within near range of each other.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is exciting. For a one shot, this is like, yeah.
Velth was like, look at all the pretty colors.
Oh, I thought that would roll the die for me. All right. I get to roll twice and choose the higher number for initiative rolls. So I'm just more likely to hit you guys first.
Thankfully, none of your allies can be engaged with us because you have no allies. So
that's true. I don't know why I have a 0.06 added to my initiative, but here we are.
Probably a tiebreaker.
Oh, that makes sense. I was trying to figure that out myself. All right, yeah, so we are in initiative order. Ryson, you are up first. Let me give you a little bit of a heads. Actually, is it in the system? I should check in Foundry first, because that would make life easier. Also, another big shout out to Pelgrane Press. Like, I love when like Paizo, Pelgrane Press, and other games put their stuff that's like free rules, because that's not Pathfinder. That's Foundry be able to go through and like put everything you need in there. So I'm just gonna throw confused onto all of you guys.
Oh boy.
I tried to assign it to myself from statuses, but let me
check.
This it doesn't actually pop
with confused.
Yeah, it didn't give me an effect. It doesn't list it out.
Okay, so I'll just read it off.
Just the icon.
Yeah, you can't make opportunity attacks or use your limited powers. Your next attack action will be a basic or at-will attack against any nearby ally determined randomly. So you guys are all kind of nearby each other. Ryson, you are up first. Roll just a 1d2 and kind of see. 1 will save Eluthwis, 2 Wit Fury, kind of who you're going after.
I am Wit Fury, apparently. There we go. But I rolled a 2, so I'm attacking Wit Fury with my basic melee attack. Oh boy. At least it's not going to be a sneak attack.
True. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, that connects.
Just, Rayson is going to like suddenly jump and just seeing that there's enemies all around you, just going to quickly just throw a dagger directly at you, and it clatters off of the armor and does probably going to leave a nasty bruise behind.
And as you see kind of like the dagger clatter against and kind of pierce it to Wit Fury, the haze removes, the heaviness goes away, and you clearly see it was Wit Fury that you attacked. But Wit Fury still is looking at you like you are, like it's Wit Fury's next meal, probably.
Then a moment, wait, some kind of magic, wait, and then an axe comes at me.
Is that the end of his turn, or does he still have like movement?
Oh, end of his turn, so.
Okay, makes sense.
All right. The honey spider was. Oh, sorry, put them in the wrong order. The honey spider was 2 turns away, so it is going to close. You see it using its action and its movement to close on Beluthwis. So that's their turn. Beluthwis, you are up. Same thing. 1d2. Wood Fury 1. Racing 2. I keep mixing it up now with that one.
Yes, because I've said it 4 different ways during this session. So.
Come on, one. Go for the barbarian.
Oh, 2.
Justify her trust issues.
So that's Racing.
Yep. So yeah, I'll take a swing with my spear.
Here's a fun thing: I have because I hit with my previous. I have momentum, so I think I'm going to use roll with it. If you hit me,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to say, with Fury, watch. I'm gonna paint with blood, just like you.
That is definitely gonna hit me. Yes. So yeah, I'm using roll with it. So it's gonna be half damage.
Sweet, that brings it down to 4.
Ow.
Yeah, you guys see Bluth wheel kind of cut into Polarized Racing, and a spray of blood hit the wall. Looks actually kind of good for just kind of doing impression there. But actually, Bluth wheel, what do you notice first? Because you come back to yourself at the same moment. You see your ally hurt and bleeding from your attack. You see this like impressionist art on the wall.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, but I think I can do better, and that kind of disappointed myself. Like, snatched me out of it. I'm like, wait a second. No, it was only the effects of the I would have done better if I was fully conscious.
It's me.
You'll be fine.
Sweet, you come back to yourself. And you guys both see right now, Racing, you're able to dodge a good chunk of Veluthwheel's attack, but now you kind of see Wood Fury, luckily not raging, but does look hostile, Wood Fury, what does your hostile look like as you are up for this turn to get to roll your 1d2?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Racing. All right.
So unfortunately, that is Racing again.
Ooh. Okay.
No.
Good thing is I'm not raging, so I might miss.
15?
That is exactly enough to hit me.
Oh. So, Wood Fury, how does that look as you launch your attack?
I think it's just more ants this time. So again, just from below, I'm like, no. And then once it's done, so many powerful magics in my mind.
They're trying to turn us against each other. I am looking pretty bad.
Yeah, Racing, you are staggered. Luckily, that doesn't mean much on its own. And I don't know if any of them actually do have any battle things for staggered. But it could be dangerous if they do have something. Sweet. So yeah, you see the orc shaman kind of just like you see as you guys come back to himself, like he has like this Cheshire like grin on his face, and he goes, weak-minded servants of the Empire, and he charges forth. Wood Fury, he is squaring up against you. You see he's got like this wicked looking spear, like the spear looks fairly like dangerous as he comes and tries to pierce you through with it.
Okay, I'm 100% using evasive on that one.
That's a good one to use it for.
Wait.
That worked for you that time. Yeah, you see, like he was coming at you, like this was like a kill shot that he had lined up. But fortunately, you were able to dodge through it and kind of have the spear kind of float past you there.
Helps being small. You are not used to fighting small creatures, huh? Are you?
You see, like he's just like the Cheshire grin went away, and now it's like a grimace on his face. You got to hear like this low rumbling growl from the back of his throat. But Rayson, you are up, and you guys got another. You got your first +1 for your escalation die too.
I am trying to see how, if at all, one might use a recovery in combat.
You can.
Like
So it's a
that's a
standard
thing?
action.
Okay, and it's just one, right? Or is it any number?
Just one for the in combat.
I have some ways to help with healing.
All right,
I guess back
in
on
that-
my turn.
In
But
that
it's
case,
not
perhaps I might be better off just trying to kill them. All right. I no longer have my momentum because I just got hit. So, Rayson is just going to sort of square his shoulders. Now we're no longer all confused. He's going to run forward and try to go for a. You know what? I'm going to try using. Do I need momentum to do this? I don't. Cool. I'm going to try to use Flying Blade.
All right.
Oh, it already rolled all the stuff. I was going for the Orc Shaman.
Perfect.
24 to hit. Okay. Wish
Yeah,
it would
not
tell
bad.
me. Ooh, it was not an even roll, so I don't get to add sneak attack to this, unfortunately. But in exchange, I get to stay far away, I guess. So, pretty good damage roll anyway. So I, instead of
Okay.
charging forward, I'm actually going to, yes.
If you hover over it, it says 1d20 plus 5 plus 2, which would imply it was a 17.
So you can click it and then it'll show exactly what it was.
Yeah, I needed
Oh.
good things happen if it was an even number on the die.
Oh,
So
even. Sorry.
It was not.
Hang on. Okay.
But Rayson is just going to pull one of a million, apparently infinite daggers, just like hidden all around his armor and stuff. Pulls out another one of his small throwing knives and tosses it right into the rib cage of the Orc Shaman.
Nice. Yeah, you see it kind of pierces through his armor. You see kind of that growl, like he grunts and kind of that growl comes back. His eyes lock upon you, but the hunting spider is up. You see the spider's legs kind of all around, like Vluthwheel, just almost like blocking out your sight as this creature is around you. You see it kind of dart in and try to land a bite upon you.
Ooh.
Luckily that will miss. Yeah, and there's no miss damage too for this guy. So you see him kind of launch forward, his fangs like glistening poison dripping off of them. But Vluthwheel, you're able to easily move aside and dodge the blow. And you're up too.
All right. First, I'm going to start off with a roll for Elven Grace. The D6 is not what I need. So that doesn't trigger. And then I'm going to use a quick action to start singing the Song of Heroes. So everyone gets a +1 attack bonus.
Nice.
And then I'm going to swing my spear at the hunting spider. So it looks like that missed, but
I don't think it added your +1. It's like you. I think I see your level plus the escalation die, but I don't see an additional +1 on top of that. So
oh
the Song
right,
of
yeah.
Heroes
So
may
would
not have added.
a 15 hit?
Fortunately, 15 still wouldn't hit.
Okay, so just the 1 point of damage.
you can see like it skitters back, but you're still able to scrape one of its legs with your spear.
Yeah. Rayson, if I had hit and rolled higher, I would have been able to help you heal, but I did not. So.
All right, it's fine. I'll live probably. I'm not sure where the +2 is coming from in our rolls.
So
you get 1 per level, and then escalation gets added to your level. So
it gets added to your level. That's why it's okay. Got it.
That's my turn.
Sweet. With Fury, you're up.
Okay, let's try and make a melee attack against the shaman that I'm engaged with. This auto roll. Let me see if I can. Okay. Yes. So that misses, and because that misses, and I think this is my first miss of the day because I'm not raging. I get slightly angry.
Okay.
So all my melee attacks from now on do +1 d4 damage.
That's cool. You can stack it too.
Yeah.
That's a fun ability. Okay.
If I keep missing, which I mean I don't.
Well, if you keep, I mean,
but,
it's every successful. Okay. So
yeah,
okay.
And it's also daily. I can only do it once per day. So a 10 wouldn't have hit, right? Because actually the total roll was a 10, but I assume 10 would not have hit.
Oh yeah, 10 wouldn't hit.
Yeah. Cool. So that I don't have a quick action. I want to stay right here. So I think that's my turn.
Yeah, you see, like this orc shaman, like he is definitely kind of like he's definitely warrior born. Like he is like moving, using his armor, kind of positioning himself the best way he can to avoid these blows. He still has that low growl upon his face, but he is. I can see him raise up his spear, and you hear him kind of chanting this like fell curse. You see the vines withering around you. He is going to cast Battle Curse.
That sounds bad.
That doesn't sound good. No. Oh my god! It actually rolled lower than my
Yeah.
mental.
Luckily, he whiffs this because this could have been like kind of bad. But he got an 8, so hopefully everybody's mental defense is above it. Actually, in that one, isn't it? Is that in that one? Yeah, in that one. So either way, you're good. But with this one, it's kind of a cool ability. I was hoping it'd go a little better for him. But he rolls like a mental defense and a D3. And for whatever he gets in the D3 is how many nearby enemies he can target with it. So he could have got all 3 of you, but luckily he rolled a 1 and then a nat 1. So you see him kind of chanting his curses. But you guys you kind of feel, I don't know who's holding the invention for the archmage, but you do feel that kind of glow and kind of feel a little bit of warmth and protection kind of eke out from that and engulf the group. And that is his turn. Ryson, you are up. You guys are at a note +2 on your escalation die.
Dope. All right, because I have hit with my what do you call it? It's the thing. It's definitely the thing. Because I hit with my last attack, the flying blade, I am feeling a little more confident. I have the momentum in my favor, so I am going to actually rush forward, and I'm going to do something. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm so nervous about just putting myself in danger because I have 9 hit points. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe for now and try the crazy stuff a little bit later in the fight, I think.
Okay.
So I am going to actually rush forward, targeting the orc shaman, and I am going to use Tumbling Strike. I forgot that it does that just from me showing it. So 18 would hit the orc shaman. Cool. So I get do 11 damage to him.
Nice.
Oh, and I get to roll the sneak attack, of course. Can't forget that.
He's staggered.
Nice.
Oh, it actually should be more than that. It's not. It did not roll the correct die for that sneak attack roll. So I should have rolled this one. 5 damage in addition to the 11. So I did a total of 16 damage.
Nice.
I have improved sneak attack. And then after that, because I used a tumbling strike, so Rayson is going to rush forward and do like a sort of backflip move and like swing his blade as he's going, and he's going to tumble backwards in the same fluid motion that he used to attack. I get a +5 on disengage checks. I don't actually know super how that works, but I think it means that I'm more likely to be able to get away from him after attacking.
So roll a d20 +5.
Got it.
I believe it's 11 plus you need. I think it's a normal check.
I think it's 11 plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
It also says for tumbling strike, you can do that now as a quick action if you want to.
Yes.
He'd have to because he uses move action, so he's got to use the quick action for it.
Do I add anything else to this, like my dexterity or anything, or is it just flat? All right.
Yeah. So the disengage is usually a save, so it's usually flat, but luckily you get to add the +5 due to the.
Cool. 23.
Wow. No,
I'm the greatest.
You're easily able to get out. How do you like nimbly get away from him without him being able to strike?
I'm doing so many backflips. Just in the same fluid motion that I used to attack him. I just continue the momentum and jump away, getting out of his range after the attack.
Perfect. The hunting spider is up, and I will encourage anybody that hasn't thrown in yet, throw in your 13th age. We've got 10 so far, so to make sure to throw that in. But yeah, honey spider, you see this one, honey spider still looking pretty healthy. Blue Wheel was able to dodge her strike the first time. You see this time she's focused in, and she leaps forward, her fangs kind of like glinting as she tries to pierce through.
Ooh. Oh no.
That's not a 16. Luckily, that's one shy.
Nice.
So yeah, you see it pierce through, ripping into your skin for 8 damage and kind of trying to pull you down. Luckily, you see like its fangs that are trying to pump the poison in, but you're able to shake your shoulder free before the poison gets in. Because having 8 ongoing poison damage would have been nasty. But luckily, it was one off. Blue Wheel, you are up. And also, too, for the escalation die, for anybody that's kind of watching from home and curious, it's mostly just for the heroes. There's some higher level enemies that, unfortunately, I couldn't find one for level, or it'd be appropriate for level 1 people to fight. But for higher level enemies, they can do cool stuff when they get to certain numbers on the die.
Alrighty. So, first off, I'm going to start by rolling for my Elven Grace. Hey, that's a 2, which is the escalation die, which means I get an extra action this turn.
Hey, nice.
But now I roll the D8 going forward. So I'm going to first attack the hunting spider with my spear. Hopefully I hit for once. I get to do a thing. That looks big enough.
Nice.
Yeah, so 6 damage on the hunting spider, and I'm going to use my flexible melee attack. Pull it together, I shout to Rayson, and you get to heal using a recovery.
Hey.
Nice.
That's a twice per battle if I roll an 11 or higher. And then... There we go. Then for my second action, I'm going to pull out my paintbrush and do another color spray. And... it is a cyclic spell, which means that when the escalation die is even, I can do it at will instead of costing them once per battle. So I will roll that. So 2 enemies. I rolled so it'll hit both of them, and I rolled. Here, let me target the.
Yo, weekend is powerful.
That'll hit the shaman too. Yeah. Oh, actually, roll again. I forgot you have to roll twice.
Yeah. 12 against the shaman.
Sweet. So that hits. Unfortunately, it's not below 10 HP. But this should stagger it, though, right? Yeah, it is staggered now.
Nice.
You got a whole other action, yeah. You got a whole.
Well, yeah, I did the attack and the spell were my 2 actions. Oh, and I would have the +1. I don't think a 13 would be enough to get the shaman from Song of Heroes.
Unfortunately.
But that Song of Heroes will end, so I'll give a +2 to Racing on your next attack.
Hey.
I'll post that again for reference. And that should be my turn. Yep.
With Fury, you're up.
Okay. Because she's not in diabolic rage and she can like think a little bit. She sees the dance that Raisin and Velithul are doing, and I think she reassesses her role in this for a little bit. She takes a breather and she's going to rally.
Okay.
Ooh.
So she's going to roll her recovery. If I read correctly, the first rally is free, so I don't have to roll to see if I can roll the recovery. I can just roll the recovery itself.
That's right.
And then, I'll take that. All right, and then she just like stands her ground, waiting for her allies to do their things.
Perfect. You see the orc shaman, bloodied and battered, kind of raise his spear once again as he found that you guys were too powerful, and too mentally adept for his battle curse to work. He just lashes out with his spear. But his spear, like his work, looks a lot less dangerous than it did before. Oops, I wasn't supposed to be against Velithul. That is Wood Fury. He is attacking. So Wood Fury, you take 6 damage from the slash.
Nice, perfect. The amount that I recovered.
And for anybody, for the fans too, so the orc shaman had a cool ability which he didn't get to use too much. Where he would have got it the first time, but that was a nat 20. But he had like this dangerous ability. Can I put it in? Yeah, I can. Where his crit range was extended by 3 until he got staggered. But luckily, he crit that first one. The evasion cut it down, and then he got like beat up. So he no longer has that +3. So it's just regular 6 damage on that. All right. Top of the round, Racing, you are up. +3 for the escalation die.
All right. Racing is going to attempt to, seeing that my allies are in some serious danger now, he's going to do something a little bit risky. Racing is going to run forward and jump up in between his 2 allies to put himself directly between the shaman and the hunting spider. And he is going to go for a sure cut, targeting the orc shaman. And for now, that just looks like a reckless, dangerous thing to do. And it is, in fact. But let's see how it goes.
Well, hit.
Nice.
Hey, all right. So the damage is 1d8 plus 5, apparently. And then I also get to add, because I had momentum and because my ally was engaged, I get to use my improved sneak attack damage. So an additional 2 damage.
He is looking rough. You see he is bleeding, staggering on his feet, using his spear for support. You see even the vines that were kind of growing out of his flesh are starting to wither away. He does not look like he has long left for this world.
All right, and I am, against perhaps better judgment, staying exactly where I am.
All right. You see the hunting spider, seeing you just pounce upon its master, turns its attention away from Velithul. It tries to bite, kind of coming down on you from behind. And it'll miss. This hunting spider is not doing work today.
But I'm invincible.
You're far too fast for this thing. It comes through and it just snaps at the air. Velithul, you're up.
All right, I will. Oh, gotta roll for Elven Grace. The D8 is not 3 or lower. Yeah, I'm gonna stab at the hunting spider with my spear again. Maybe try to trigger a different flexible attack if I'm lucky. Not gonna do it, but no, that's it. Oh, I was targeting the shaman, but is 13.
Fortunately, you wouldn't hit the spider either.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be my turn then.
Yeah, he looks like even with that near miss with your spear, like just kind of just knocking him away. Like you see him struggle to stand back to his feet from that. With Fury, you're up.
All right. Wit Fury sees that now is an appropriate time and will swing at the shaman.
All right.
So let's see. And then I don't know how to apply the +1, so I'll just roll as is. 10. Okay, so that misses, which adds another d4 to my building frenzy.
The crazy thing is, even with it being a miss, he literally had 1 HP left.
So I still added, and he dies.
So how does that look? I don't know if you clip him or what, but you finish it with us.
Yeah. So Wit Fury just like swings, and she hears it like basically fully missing, fully hitting armor, and her face turns to the side, and she's like, "Oh, I missed again!" And then she looks up, and he's down on the ground.
You see, like he was barely on his feet, clutching his spear for support, and that axe, even though it kind of cuts in the armor, cuts in deep enough, you see a trail of blood, and you see him fall backwards. The vines completely wither away and die as he breathes his last.
Nice, and I'll end my turn right there.
Sweet. So Orc Shaman is down. 4th round. Rayson, you are up with just the hunting spider, and the hunting spider is staggered too.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna do something really cool, but it doesn't make any sense to do it anymore. I have smoke bombs. I can do cool ninja stuff with smoke bombs, but it doesn't really make any sense for me to like, yes, I have you right where I want you. Now I'm gone. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I am going to attempt to. I still have momentum because I hit with my last attack, so I am going to use Sure Cut again, targeting the hunting spider. Go. Ooh, I miss. But because I use Sure Cut, I still do my sneak attack damage.
Solid.
Nice.
So I still do 7 damage on a miss.
So good.
That's good. You cut into it. It's staggered. It's looking bloody. This is. You see the spider is starting to panic a little bit.
Turning away from the Orc Shaman, Raysen is just going to spin around, swinging the blade a bunch of times, making it basically guaranteed that at least some damage gets through on the spider's legs. And I'm gonna stay where I am in hopes of encouraging it to not go after Velethwil.
You see with the last cut, it does target you again. You see its fangs like leap out. You see the last dying embers of its like a resolve, trying to avenge its master. Yeah, this spider, has it hit once? You see it launch out, and Rayson, you are like you've got the spider down to a count. Like you are just rope-a-doping him right now, and you see it come at you, and you just slightly move to the side and just feel its fangs clip over your head. Bluthwheel, you're up.
All right. Gonna go for an Elven Grace. 4, so that means I do get the 2 actions.
Nice.
I'm gonna throw off my free color spray on.
Oh yeah, it's because it's 4th. That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good. Cyclic spell, of course.
23 for 13 psychic damage.
Whoa.
Finish him.
He got him.
No way it survived.
So yeah, I just hey, do you want to see a beautiful painting of a dead spider? And I'm putting my color in the spider's screeches, and it kind of collapses down, and there's sort of like a chalk, sort of like the chalk outline, except it's like all rainbow colors all around it, where its corpse is.
Perfect. You see the last of the foes go down. Sweet. We're gonna wrap up this little bit. Make sure if anybody does not have it in yet, put 13th age in to the chat as we kind of get to the last little bit of this adventure. But I am gonna take a quick minute break, and I'll be right back.
All right.
And for those listening, the PDF is very good. Like I love the fact that it gives you insights into the designers. and like what they were thinking, and even what they were like disagreeing about. Those are fun notes to read. It's like, hey, this designer thought it should be this way, and I thought it should be this way. So we agreed on this, but like at my table I run it like this, and at his table he runs it like this. It's a great PDF to have.
I love one of the little designer callouts mentioned that they have like I think he said like a 10-pound D6 that they use for the escalation die.
For the
It's a
escalation
giant
die.
one that sits in the middle of the table. I'm like, that's amazing.
To absolutely make sure that nobody forgets to use it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If this thing wasn't doing it for me automatically, I would forget to do it all the time for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
you
the
say?
escalation die is one of my favorite mechanics for this one so far. It's a kind of a cool thing as time goes on. That, and I like the escalation die, and then with a lot of the abilities still giving you some damage on a miss too. I think that's cool on that side too. So even if, like, it's like with Wood Fury, actually with Wood Fury and Veluth Wheel, or it was Veluth Wheel that did that attack. No, it wasn't. It was Wood Fury and then
Racing.
because it had 2 HP after the last hit that did it, and the 2 misses took it down with 1 HP each. So yeah, I like those 2 abilities. But yeah, as you guys see the orc shaman fall, the spider falling quickly afterwards, you see the vines around begin to kind of wither and die. And you guys hear this voice kind of fading as if almost is further away go, "You abandoned the natural world. You've chosen to let us die." And you kind of feel it kind of withering and kind of retreating further into your mind. But you do see that the node is currently protected. You got the orb that was given to you by the archmage. What do you guys do?
I think Velethwil has it.
I'll take out the freshly painted green and gold orb that I have and go see if I can figure out. I think you said there was like a slot to insert it or something like that. So I'll.
No slot, but you kind of like, if you put it close towards this like chaotic mess of arcane energy, it'll kind of float its way in.
Okay, then yeah, I'll let it go forward. And try to capture the moment in my memory for a good painting later.
Perfect.
As
As you
we
see
achieve.
kind of the orb float away from you with its new fresh paint job, it goes into this arcane mess of energy, and you see it kind of flash like this blue, kind of almost like an explosion, but explosion of light kind of go through, and you see the orb begin to like almost orbit this orb, this arcane node, and you see the nodes kind of expand and expand, and you see these waves of energy just kind of blossom out from it, and you see like some of the, like a lot of like the vines and flowers withered once the shaman died, but those that didn't, you see kind of get blasted further back, and you see these kind of almost like elliptical spheres, or not elliptical, but like rings kind of blast out from the arcane orb, just kind of going further and further, and it's like probably hard to see for a bit, but you do see the arcane orb kind of resumed to its full glory now with its freshly painted node circling around it. You guys have completed the archmage's task.
Yes.
Raysen is clearly just like looking up at the ceiling, like looking like he's trying not to cry.
All right. I know y'all have been dying to know this whole time, and I think I trust you enough to tell you I painted the sky.
I'm sorry. What? You made a painting of the sky? I'm sure it's quite beautiful. You can show us when we get home.
Yeah, Wood Fury does not at all believe the claim. Like, okay, all right. I saw you paint a spider. You did it well. But a spider and a sky, 2 different things.
A true artist is never appreciated in his time.
Well, my debt is paid, so I'm off to my usual hunting grounds. But before that, if the 2 of you, I may have underestimated you. If you want to go on a hunt of some kind. I'm sure I can come up with a challenging prey to hunt down.
Perhaps we have to first report back to the archmage.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So you let him know I send my best.
Very well.
Perfect. As you all make your way outside of the fort, you kind of look around, and like it's like almost a completely different scene than what you came in. Before, it seemed like nature was trying to swallow the stone fort whole. Now, like the area, kind of almost in the immediate vicinity, looks barren. Like you don't see any kind of traces of like the wild or natural life. No grass, no vines, no flowers growing. You see just kind of like dirt patches around the fort, and like you kind of see like it goes like in almost circles. Like the first circle around the fort, dead. The next circle like looks like it's struggling to grow, and it kind of gets better the further out you go. And you see the fort itself almost has like this glow now with your recent power up given by the archmage. But you've successfully completed his mission. You guys are able to, those who wish to report back to the archmage, you can follow the road back to the Empire. For those who wish to kind of go about their own business, they could do so as well. But you all have successfully completed the adventure. With no deaths too, so nobody kicked the bucket with this one.
We made it. We out here.
Woohoo! Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, I like this system. Before I mentioned about some of the things I liked about it so far, definitely if you haven't yet, throw 13th Age into the chat. We've got 11 people in so far, so make sure to get yourself in if you want to win a free PDF copy. I like this one. And we'll kind of go around and kind of see what everybody thinks. But I like the escalation die. I like the one unique thing a lot. What was my other big thing? I like the mist style, and I like how they do
backgrounds.
I think you said you like to do that too much, but the way they do the damage, you get to roll some like you as a marshal get to roll a crazy amount of die because each level you go up, your weapon dice goes up too, which I thought was kind of sick.
Yeah, the damage ramps up very quickly.
Yeah. They even have like rules as you get like higher levels if you want to like just take averages and all that because some people get slowed down rolling like 10 die. But I think that was a cool rule on that one.
Yeah, and in terms of complexity, I think they say that like the barbarian class is the easiest one, so they have an easy class. So if you don't want to use a lot of powers, you just go in and do a bunch of basic attacks. You can empower some of those basic attacks, but it's mostly just the basic attacks, sometimes with the rage, sometimes not. And then on the like far end of that is our bard juggling like 5 different mechanics.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it didn't help that I took a talent that let me pick up a wizard spell and wizard cantrips and stuff like that. But that to help me make a character, because Velith Wheel fit with the idea of a bard being an artist, but also color spray is a spell, and I'm like, I have to get that. And then I found the talent that let me do it, and I'm like, perfect. This works out great. So, but yeah, it was really fun building the character. There's a lot of different options to kind of customize them the way you want, despite being like a class-based system. Picking powers, picking talents, and then like creating your own background really lets you define the character in a way that is pretty cool. I mean, I've done other systems where you kind of write your own skills or whatever in that sense, and it kind of there's a bit of a learning curve to like figuring out what types of skills to write and stuff like that. But because this is not as skill focused as some of those other like rules light systems, I think it's still worked out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things I liked with it too, especially because like I love grid games where you do the grid-based combat. We're actually all of us are in a Pathfinder game together. I've got this the whole or part of the Gavel crew, but it is always nice too to get those games. You don't have to build like a nice map or kind of a fancy thing, but you can kind of just play it out, kind of theater the mind too. So I thought that was really cool. It's kind of nice. You mentioned Chris too, like kind of like a good mix of like crunchy enough that it doesn't feel like super light, but not like super crunchy where you feel like you have to learn a ton of rules. And speaking of rules, I still owe everybody a mechanics video. I was going to try to do that today before session, but I had to work a little bit later than I thought. So that's going to come out sometime this weekish. So,
I will say I have a bone to pick. Yeah. I originally built this character as a half-elf, and The half-elf ability is so bad, and it makes me angry.
Well, I didn't. What's a half elf ability?
The half-elf ability is just once per battle, like
Yeah.
one time per battle, you can reduce a roll of yours by 1.
Oh, okay.
That's all they get. They get nothing
Really only
besides
worth it
that.
if you try to like get like an even number and do something cool with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's only useful for like a few abilities that are only available to certain classes. And even as a rogue, I had 2 abilities that would trigger off of it. And it's like, and I'm like, or I could be an elf and teleport once per round, or I can be a human and get advantage on all initiative rolls and an extra feat. And it's like, did you guys like surely I must be missing something. I was like pacing around my house like, what's going on here? Is there something I'm not understanding? It's like, no, they just wanted half elves to be bad, I guess. I don't know.
That does seem like it should be like an at-will type thing where if you want the
At the very least. And it's like, if you can take a champion level feat to make it twice per battle, and it's like, oh my god, a champion level feat to reduce a roll by 1 twice per battle. You know what? The second one has to be an ally. I don't even think it can be yourself. So you can reduce an ally's roll by 1.
You're like a reverse bard.
Did y'all think even a little? I'm like, this is racism. half elf rights I'm proposing. As a half person myself, I am insulted.
Yeah, the wood elf power definitely felt very strong. Where I just sometimes randomly get a whole second action in combat.
Yeah.
But it was certainly fun rolling those dice and seeing and having to adjust my turn based on it.
Yeah. Compared to that, half elf does need a buff compared to that one.
Needs something. I was losing my mind a little bit until my wife just talks some sense into me. She's just like, just pick something else. You don't have to try to build around this one weird ability. And I'm like, but it's cool. It's like, okay, it's cool, but it's also probably pretty bad.
Definitely.
Yeah, building a character
my
around
rant.
a whole specific ability that doesn't really work that well. I can't imagine what that's like.
I can't help myself. I saw it and I had to try. And my wife, the voice of reason, convinced me to do something else.
But yeah, Tegan, you mentioned how you use the middle value for the defenses. I really enjoyed playing around with that when I was building my character. Because it really felt like, I'm like, okay, I'm a bard, I'm gonna max out charisma, probably have dex a second, and then like I can dump strength and maybe like wisdom. But now it's like the middle ones actually matter.
Yeah,
in that range. So
it prevents you from being able to like super focus on like 1 or 2 stats. Like you have to like actually pay attention to some of your other things.
Yeah, and you get to have basically the optimal way is to have like 2 good stats, 2 bad stats, and 2 middle stats in each set of 3.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a lot of playing around with that because it's like my guy made sense for him to have a decent intelligence, and now intelligence being my second highest mental stat defined my mental defense, and the way that worked out was very satisfying.
Yeah, same here. It's one elegant solution to min-maxing. Like you could still min-max, but your defenses will be really weak.
That's what I did.
Perfect. Well, we're about to roll in a second, but I do have the February game of the month. This is what I wanted to try for a while, and especially like been like a mythological mood. We're doing John Harper's Aegon for this one. It's been one I've wanted to try. I've heard good things about it, so I'm going to try to do that one. So keep an eye out for that. The content will be coming out when we get to February, so stay tuned for that. But if you're not in now, roll it really quick and throw 13th Age in. But we're about to roll this and see who comes away with a free PDF copy. And same thing as always, message me either through Discord, Tegan J Gaming there, or through my email, teganjgaming@gmail.com with your email address, and I'll shoot that over to you after we get that in. So let's see. Molesdak, congratulations, you won. So same thing, hit me up Gmail or my Discord. We'll get that out to you ASAP. Yeah, shout out to everybody for coming to hang out with us. Yeah, this is Pathfinder Crew. Make sure to come back Sunday. we've got our session this week. We posted Sunday at noon Eastern time for session 2 of Pandemonium. So come see this crew playing Pathfinder with a couple of other of our friends there, and you can see how that adventure comes through. So definitely make sure to check that out. And Miles Deck, congratulations, and everybody else, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, y'all.